Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to talk about why I stopped using debit cards as I was losing money and why maybe you should too. So today we're gonna talk about who should use a credit card and who should not, and what is my experience with them. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and smashing that like button since it really helps the channel out. A credit card is a double-edged weapon. It could be an excellent tool if you use it intelligently, if you are financially and emotionally stable, but it could be a weapon in the wrong hands. So the question really is, should we use credit card, debit cards, or cash? Because that could make the difference of thousands of dollars either positively or negatively depending on your spending habits. I know there are a lot of people against credit cards, but also many that actually love them and take advantage of them. People that don't like credit cards, it is mainly because they know that if you don't use them effectively, it could be a headache for you and could affect our path to financial freedom. Which is obviously important because we all invest or try to understand our personal finances while working really hard to have financial freedom. So having a credit card and spending way more money than what you have and getting into a ton of debt will for sure set us back from our financial goals. But then there are people that really like credit cards because they take advantage of the rewards and benefits those credit cards offer. Even though some like debit cards and some like credit cards, both have advantages and disadvantages. Debit cards are good as they prevent you from getting into debt, as you can only spend what you have unless you get some overdraft, but that can cause overdraft fees, and mainly you can only spend what you have. Also, they are pretty easy to use. You just get money deposited into your bank account, and when you use that debit card, that money gets deducted immediately from your bank account. Also, you can find debit cards that give you cash back, such as the Discover one that gives you 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in debit card purchases each month. So you could get up to $30 in cash back with this debit card every month. The advantages on credit cards are many, but the first ones are cashbacks and rewards. Almost every credit card today offers a cashback or point rewards per every dollar that you spend. For example, this Bank of America cashback credit card gives me 3% cash back in the category of my choice, 2% cash back at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, and 1% cash back on all other purchases. Then we have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which gives me $50 in installment credits, 5 times total points on travel purchases through their website, 2 times on other travel purchases, 3 times on dining, and way more benefits. Also, another benefit is that if by any chance your card gets stolen and used by another person, it will be easier for you to solve that problem than with a debit card. Now, the downside for debit cards are that even though it is easy to use, you literally have your bank account in your wallet, and if somebody steals your card or your card information, they will be able to withdraw money directly from your bank account. Instead, with a credit card, you are basically borrowing money from the bank, so if something were to happen to your card, you just have to call the bank, do a dispute or chargeback, which are easier and faster with credit cards than debit card. I'm gonna talk from my experience. When I first moved to the US when I was 18 years old, I opened an account with Bank of America and never got a credit card at the moment. So I would use my debit card every single day for food, for gas, utility, everything. One night I got a notification on my phone saying that I just paid $150 online on a website which obviously was not me. And even though I was able to get my money back, it was really stressful. It took me a lot of time and I had to prove a lot of things to the bank. Instead, with a credit card, you just block it instantly and you still have to do a dispute and a chargeback, but the bank will take care of it as you are borrowing their money with a credit card. Another downside is that it does not help build your credit score. And yes, I know that even though many people don't care about that, many believe that because they have a lot of money and they will not need to borrow money from anyone. And to be honest, it could be true and it could work perfectly, but sometimes your credit score is good not only to borrow money. If you are renting a property, many landlords check your credit score as they want to see how good are you with your payments, for example. Also, if you want to lease a car, you will get a way better rate with a good credit score. So yes, I do believe it is very important to at least maintain a healthy credit score. A big downside for credit cards is that they can make us get into debt really fast, because studies have shown that we are likely to spend way more money with a credit card than with cash if we are not responsible. This is mainly because cash is a tangible piece of paper with a value attached to it, and when you spend it, you will physically see that you have less of it in your wallet. With a debit card, you know you have a limit as you can only spend what you have available in your checkings account. Instead, with a credit card, it feels like you're spending funny money and transactions don't affect you that much. Instead, it makes it way easier. It's easy to convince yourself without even knowing it that you are not spending real money when you pay with a credit card. And technically that's correct, as you are not really spending money, you are borrowing money from the bank. We obviously know that we have to pay that money back eventually, but the promise of small minimum payments can make purchases seem like bargain. Unless you pay back a credit card purchase immediately, you won't feel the pain of the bill for basically a month. Now, who should not and who should have a credit card? First of all, if you're struggling financially and you already have a lot of credit card debt, then I would actually suggest you just cut that credit card right now and pay your bills and stop using those credit cards if you cannot control your spendings, because we have all been there at some point. For example, the holidays are coming and you like to buy a lot of gifts. You buy this one because it's cute, you buy that one for him or her, and then another one because you liked it. And without noticing, you have a huge debt on your credit card, but you don't have the money available to pay off that debt, and you still need to pay for food, gas, utilities for the rest of the month. So you will start getting interest charges every single month until you pay off that debt. It is really stressful. I have been there. As I said, I opened my first bank account in the US at 18 years old and got my first credit card a year later, 19 years old. My very first card was the Bank of America cashback, the one that I have right here, as an international student. Thankfully, they only gave me $500 limit, but then they increased that to $2,000 within a month or within the first year. Suddenly, I had $1,500 in debt as a broke college student, which might not seem like that much money, but it was stressful for me at the moment as I was a college student. Once I paid off that debt, I didn't cut the credit card off as I'm telling you to do. Instead, I started to learn more about personal finance, how I should organize my money, and how I should use it smartly, which is what I recommend every single one of you to do right now if you haven't. A credit card is for someone that is emotionally stable and has a good spending habits. You can really benefit from credit cards if you use them correctly, and could even help you get back a lot of rewards in the meantime. A lot of cashback, travel perks like priority pass in many lounges, and more. Another excellent reward are sign-up bonuses. For example, the second credit card that I ever got was this AA Advantage Platinum from Citibank. At that moment, they were offering 65,000 miles on rewards on American Airlines, and it only had a $95 fee. So right now, I do regret not downgraded this card earlier, as I did this year to the Citi Double Cash, but at the moment it was worth it for me, but not anymore, as the benefits are not the best. You get your first check back for free on domestic American Airlines travels, you get preferred boarding on American flights, and 25% savings on in-flight food, plus you would get points back with every single dollar that you spent. It only made sense to me at the beginning and at that moment because I was traveling a lot from the US to my home country, Venezuela, with American Airlines, but we're not able to do that anymore from Venezuela. Also, this card had no foreign transaction fees, which was perfect for me to not get charged 3% every time I use my Bank of America credit card. But my point here is the sign-up bonus at 65,000 miles. Then for the other one, I got 100,000 bonus points with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is $1,250 toward travels or $1,000 in cash back right after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. If you would like me to do a video showing all my credit cards that I currently have at this moment, explaining why I got each of them and more, let me know in the comment section below. My point with this video is to help you understand if you are in the right position to get a credit card or not yet. I was not ready at the beginning and I got into a small credit card debt. It could have been worse and I don't want that to happen to any of you. Nowadays, I track my finances, I check the Mint app weekly and track my expenses. You can definitely benefit from credit cards, but the truth is that it all depends, as it is not for everyone. You should or should not get a credit card depending on what type of person you are and what your financial situation is right now and what are your spending habits. Here I will leave you my video on how to manage money right now. Thank you and see you next time.